Hello, beloved siblings of the United Church of Christ. Greetings from Northern California. My name is Pastor Casey. I am the pastor of Loomis Basin Congregational Church, a progressive, open, and affirming congregation, and we are so thankful for the gift of the ministry of Open and Affirming. Open doors, open hearts, the ability to transform lives here in Northern California. The assumption about Northern California, or California in general, is that it is a progressive place, but the reality is where we are located, where my ministry is centrally located, is a very conservative area. About 5 years ago, when Loomis UCC called me, we felt compelled to start a ministry for LGBT youth and their parents, their adult caregivers. This ministry is non-religious, but it is a ministry that has allowed for young people to come together to find peer support and also to equip parents with all that they need in the midst of their young people coming out. We have monthly meetings every third Monday where young people have the ability to come together, hang out. We teach them things. We allow speakers to come and speak, such as Planned Parenthood. You can not even imagine how Planned Parenthood responded the first time I called and said I was a pastor and was looking for their help. We also have conversations about healthy relationships. On the other side, in another room, we have a parent group that meets monthly, who holds the space for parents to allow them to process their young people coming out. What are some great resources? Who are the safe pediatricians in the area? Should my young person who's getting ready to get on T use the shot, the gel, or the patch? All of these things allow for young people and their parents to thrive. As Christians, we believe, first and foremost, that the gospel is about the wholeness of life. Jesus says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life, and I have come so that you may have life and have it abundantly." Abundant living, we know, does not happen in closets. We know that young people will only get through adolescence once they've had an adolescence. And so we are working hard here in Northern California to create a space for young people to feel known, seen, loved, supported, and give them the ability to socialize and to engage in relationships that are healthy and whole at a young age. We offer these young people dances. Every Halloween and Valentine's, we offer a dance for these young queer folks. We do history days in the Castro, which is the neighborhood of San Francisco, where young people can go and learn about LGBT history. We do monthly meetings in schools because we have found that it is hard for some young people to get to our church for these monthly meetings. And so we've started going into the schools and offering peer support groups every month. We are now located in 7 to 8 high schools in our community, offering these monthly peer support groups in the high schools, because we know for some of our young people it is just hard for them to get to us, whether it be that their parents are not supportive or the distance. And so we make ourselves available in the high schools. This last summer, there was a huge success in which we had been working towards creating a camp for LGBT youth called Camp Fruit Loop. We raised money by offering drag shows, 2 drag shows, one at Loomis UCC, but because of the turnout of our first drag show, we decided to get into a bigger venue. And both drag shows were sold out, and these young people made a grand total of something like $7,000 in their efforts to get to camp. And so this last summer, because of the hard work of young people over 3 years due to COVID, we were able to offer Camp Fruit Loop for the very first time for kids ages 13 to 18. And it was a transformational experience for so many of our young people to be in a space where they were able to spend days with other queer young people that they had never met, to hear their experiences, to realize that they are not alone, to hear from queer adults, to ask them questions around what is it like to be a queer adult? How do I even imagine kids in a time when we're told that we can't have kids? Or what is it like to be a trans adult? How did you access housing and a job that was affirming of your gender identity and name and pronouns? These are all important questions. Again, we say the gospel is about wholeness. And I am a strong believer that we are creating a safe space that is allowing for young people to thrive, to keep them safe, to support their wholeness. We know that statistically, a young person is 40% less likely to commit suicide or attempt suicide if they know that there is one adult who believes them, who supports them, who trusts them. And that's what we're attempting to do here, to be that voice, to offer support. And so I am grateful for a denomination that also believes in the wholeness of life. I am thankful for 50 years of progressive Christian ministry that has ordained queer folks, that has affirmed our being. And we get to pass that legacy on through these young people, through the ways in which we serve our community. And so today we celebrate these young people who get to stand on the shoulders of so many queer, faithful people before them. We get to celebrate that here in Placer County, there is a community that is open and affirming, that is welcoming to all. And today we get to celebrate what God is continuing to do in us and through us. Peace be with you, beloved friends. Thanks be to God for the work that we share. Amen.